Okay, so this was purely on a whim. Um, I did not intend on seeing this um, as early as I did, but I had a hunch about what might be tonight's movie. Um, and lo and behold, I was correct on that. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strung from QuickTime Reactions, and yeah, I did something that I rarely ever do. I think the last one of these that I uploaded, actually, I was going to say when I posted my Gladiator 2 review, that was a mystery movie, but no, I completely spaced the fact that I went to a mystery movie in either like January or February of this year, and it was Companion. So it was probably January because if my memory, no, it might have been February because I think Companion released in March, maybe. Anyway, that's besides the point. But I do believe that my last mystery movie that I covered on this channel was Companion. But tonight was another mystery movie. And like I said in my intro, I had a hunch as to what I was thinking this movie was going to be. And I was correct. Welcome to my review, my non-spoiler review, or as, non-spoilery as I can, get in this review of Jurassic World Rebirth. This is the fourth installment in the Jurassic World franchise. This one is directed by Garethedwards, who I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, he directed the Godzilla movie that came out in 2014, and if my memory is also serving me correctly, I believe he directed Rogue One as well. So two big kind of franchisey films, and it was also written by David Koepp, who we've not only talked about his work already on this channel in this year with Presence and Black Bag, but now also this, but he also wrote the original Jurassic Park film, which came out all those decades ago. Nice, 30 odd years ago. This film, of course, stars Scarlett Johansson, Mahershalaali, Jonathanbailey, Rupertfriend, as well as a whole host of other people. And it tells the story of a scientist and a group of soldiers, mercenaries, what have you, traveling to the R&D island for the park, where they basically experimented and created all sorts of like mutant dinosaurs, to basically get samples from the dinosaurs to try and, solve a human problem. But along the way, they also encounter a family that is, just vacationing near the island, and things go very much awry. And so, is our team going to be able to escape the island with the samples and also with this family? You'll have to wait and see. So, well, for people my age, they're probably their first introduction into like the Jurassic Park sphere is probably through these Jurassic World films. One I think is pretty solid, like the ending part where all the dinosaurs are just loose and like eating everybody left, right, and center. That's really cool. Fallen Kingdom, I think, is actually an underrated gem because it's a horror movie with dinosaurs, and excluding the ending. I think it was really, really good. And then Jurassic World Dominion kind of threw all of that into the waste bin and said, y'all like locusts? Because we got that in spades. But I still had a fun time watching Dominion. And now we have this one, which is kind of a continuation, but kind of also a soft reboot for this franchise. And I have to say, like, the dinosaur effects, I think were really, really good in this. Gareth Edwards knows what he's doing in terms of his digital effects wise. If my memory serves me correctly, I believe he also directed The Creator, which, if you have not seen The Creator, I highly recommend that you do so, because it is a really, 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 really good movie. And you might be surprised to know that movie had, you might think, oh, that's $100 million budget film. I think it's like way less than that, because he plotted out every single VFX shot in that film. And I can probably assume that he probably went about the same course in this one as well. And all the shots, all the VFX shots, I think look really, really good. Like with the dinosaurs, with the actors on, certain certain areas of the land, all looks really, really good. The performances from everybody, I think, are really, really solid. Scarlett Johansson, I think, does a really good job as kind of, well, everyone kind of has a bit of emotionality to them, like the family dynamic. Like, we cut back and forth between the family and the team trying to get the samples. The family dynamic has, a lot of emotion. They're trying to like stay together and not get eaten by dinosaurs, whereas our team is trying to get samples while also, like, stuff goes down and maybe they get eaten by dinosaurs. And there's a fair bit of emotionality to it, and I think that it hits pretty well. The designs of the mutant dinosaurs, especially the one that they've been heavily marketing, which is the D-Rex. The D-Rex, I think, looks really cool. And it was just like, it's such a unique, wouldn't necessarily say unique, but it's just an interesting thought that someone has, like, well, why don't we put these two together and see what happens? And I think it looked really cool. They included a certain portion of the book in this movie. In the original Jurassic Park book, I believe a family is doing like a rafting experience when they're chased by a T-Rex, and he's trying to eat them like while they're in the water. That scene happens in this movie as well. I'm not spoiling anything. They also marketed that scene as well. But that scene also has a fair bit of tension. It kind of reminded me of the scene with the kids in the car and the T-Rex like biting down into the car. Really kind of like the theme of this whole movie is, bringing it back to basics. And I think they did a really good job with it. They brought it back to the original feel of the original film, while also keeping it in ties with what they had already done with the 3 previous films that had happened in the franchise. So yeah, I would say overall Jurassic World Rebirth is pretty solid. It is pretty solid. So when this comes out on July 2nd, I would definitely go and check it out. It is definitely a fun time at the movies, and who doesn't love dinosaurs up on the big screen? So, But there you have it. That is my review of Jurassic World Rebirth, the first movie in July that is ticked off my list. And we're going to have some fun in July when that comes around. But in the meantime, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what I'm doing, leave a like on the video. And also, hey, why don't you hit that subscribe button? That would help me out greatly. But in the meantime, guys, be safe out there. And remember, if you guys decide to plan a vacation near the equator of the Earth, I wouldn't do that because you never know when you might encounter, a pterodactyl or a T-Rex or a mosasaurus in the ocean. I'm just saying. I will see you next time, guys.